I was standing in front of the mirror looking into my eyes, and what I was feeling was deep sadness, emptiness, and drain. And I recognized when I was looking at this person in the mirror that this isn't me anymore. And it was really painful because all the years I tried to always be the best version of myself. I always tried to do the right things right. And from the outside, everything looked beautiful. I was living in a very beautiful place. I was successful from the outside. I had good relationships. I even had a really sweet dog. And the strange thing was, even that I was seeing that all of this happened, I still had this feeling. Something inside of me is missing, and I didn't know what it was. What I now know is that what was missing was myself. As high achievers, we're so used to solve things, to create things. And all of this starts with a lot of passion and creativity, and that's really good. We want to succeed, we have objectives, we have goals, we have a vision. And so we start creating. But while we are doing that, we are also getting rewards for that. The way how we behave, the way how we approach things, we are getting rewards. Of course, not everything is working out, but you get the point. But then what is happening is that we are so used to fix things, find solutions, do something. We are so much in the doing that most of the time we are oftentimes also slipping into autopilot. When the demands get higher, we have more responsibilities, maybe we have a team, whatever that is. We cannot think about all the things all the time, so we are kind of building those routines, those habits, those patterns that help us just to progress further and go through our life and our work. But oftentimes, what is missing is that we don't recognize that the identity that we build, that the identity that brings us the success, starts to become too small for who we truly are. We are stuck in an identity that gets too small, that gets too tight. And for a couple of months or years, that's possible, we can go with that. But at a certain moment, there might arise an inner voice, an inner feeling, a sensation that something is off. And this offset is the gap between who we truly are and the identity that we are living. So what we need to understand, and this is the biggest shift, that we cannot solve this situation by doing more or strategizing about it or creating the next project or entertaining ourselves, but we need an identity shift that gives us the space to become more of who we truly are. This version of ourselves that we know we really are when we are in connection. I recognized at that moment in front of the mirror that I had lost touch, but a deeper voice inside of me knew, a deeper knowing recognized, this is not me. And even that I don't really know who the true me is, there is this offset. And I was listening to this voice very clearly because I recognized when I would just move forward like I did before, it will not help. So what I'm talking about here is that it's not about doing something or achieving something, but it is about becoming more of who you truly are. Oftentimes we are feeling the first signals that we are off track through phases of, I would call it, depression and burnout. And I don't mean that in the clinical way. It's just like having those phases where we are not feeling the passion and excitement anymore, where we recognize that things are not exciting us, it's not really inspirational. And many times when I have been working with high achievers and successful people, I recognize this pattern again and again. This burnout or this depressive mood is not really being depressed, but it is boredom. Because in a way we are not inspired by the version that we are anymore. We are not inspired by the things that we create for ourselves. So this is the moment looking into the mirror, right? I'm looking into the mirror and I see this guy and he's not at all inspiring to me. I see this version that always tried to be the best, and at the same time, this version is not really me. So when we recognize that most of the time, those depressive states or these feelings of burnout and drain are not because we have low energy, but because we are not expressing the energy that we truly are. We are not expressing who we are. Is really, really important, because then we can intentionally build life experiences and circumstances that give us back more space in experiencing ourselves. This is what I call reality design in my methodology. It's the intentional building of experiences, new ways of being that help us to have more space and feel more excited and feel more fulfilled and inspired by what we really do. So when you are in such a state of boredom, of depression, of low energy, just check for yourself. What do you have in life that really excites you? What are the things in life that you really feel yourself in, where you really recognize this is aliveness? This is something that truly lights up the spark for you. And of course, in the beginning, we might not recognize it so clearly, but step by step, the more awareness we build, the faster we recognize when we are just in repetition mode and we are just kind of going forward in circles, looping and looping and looping, but not allowing ourselves more space to express more fully. And because it's not so easy to come into this alignment, I have been building the Brilliant State meditation. It's a guided meditation. It's just 10 minutes that helps me to focus and align every day again and again. It has been very successful on Insight Timer. It has more than 160,000 downloads. I highly recommend it to you because it's so easy to listen to it and get this alignment from which you are able to see much more clearly where you are standing and what you truly need. So you find the link in the description. Download, it's completely free. Oftentimes when we are in those states where we are not feeling fulfilled or where we are not recognizing ourselves anymore, we try to fix that through relationships that we have. That can be partnerships, marriages very often. That can be friendships. It can also be business relations. What is so difficult here is to understand this gap, this emptiness cannot be filled through other people. This is a classic from the midlife crisis where we feel empty, lost, sad, not satisfied, and then we're doing affairs or we try to get to know new people and we try to get some excitement. Maybe we also buy stuff, but we cannot really solve this existential crisis through other people. The most important one is here that the only thing that really helps you to fill this emptiness is the relationship that you have with yourself. And building a good relationship with yourself is the most difficult and most beautiful thing at the same time, because we don't really learn how to do that, right? How do you build a relationship with yourself? So what I recognize is that oftentimes highly successful people, high achievers, are super critical about themselves. So when we are in those phases where we recognize, man, I have it all and I'm still not feeling good, what's wrong with me? Another spiral opens up where we are talking negatively about ourselves. And this, of course, disconnects us even more, because suddenly we are not just experiencing what we are already experiencing. No, we also on top talk negatively or judge ourselves or push us and try to make things happen or suppress those feelings. And all of this doesn't really help. What we need to do is to build a nurturing, valuable, and kind relationship. We need to build moments where we are really getting in touch with ourselves. For me, for example, most of the time, this is being in nature, having high quality time with myself. But it's also about recognizing what are my true needs. So what is it that I need to feel fulfilled, excited, passionate? And I'm not talking about having all day great mood and every day is just sunshine. No, I don't mean that. What I mean is to build a consistent, really good friendship with myself. And many high achievers are people pleasers. Many high achievers always want to look good from the outside. So here in this moment, it really has to do with you getting super honest with yourself, seeing where you stand and what you truly need. Because only then recognizing what it is that really and truly connects you with yourself is the most important aspect. Other people will not rescue you. Other people cannot fill this gap. Don't project your stuff onto them. It doesn't work. You have to first and foremost build a really good relationship with yourself. This is the essence of it. And with those three things, getting clear that your identity has become too small, recognizing that the boredom that you feel is really about you not expressing yourself in a way that truly fulfills you, and number three, that relationships will not save you, but the only thing that you can do is build a really good relationship with yourself. And if you're interested in learning how to do that, reach out to me. This is exactly what I'm doing with my clients for many, many years. And most of the time, it's of course work, but it's much easier than you might think. It just needs this awareness, this understanding, and a few, I would say, like insights and practical things that help you making this come true. And if you are right now in a situation where you're dealing with a lot of difficult emotions, I recommend to you my video about negative emotions and how oftentimes these emotions are lying to us. It will be very helpful for you to understand that. So see you in the next video.